In 2023, we quit Patreon, we stopped doing in-person events, we hired on 2 more people, we made way less new products, and yet we still made more money than we ever did before. And really, it's because of one change that we made this year that I wanted to talk about in this video. But first, I do realize that this might be the first time that we're meeting, and I don't really want to give a formal introduction, but I will give you something just in case. My name is Kristi. I'm an illustrator born, raised, and based in Hawaii. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 3 years, and I've also been a small business owner with my partner and love of my life for the last 5 going on 6 years. And basically, I like to put my art on simple everyday things like stickers, pins, stationery, keychains, all that kind of stuff. But for me, designing merch has always been about giving people a way to express themselves. Whether it be your personality, lifestyle, interests, culture, community, I just believe it brings people together for the better. If you want to get to know me more and our shop more, I suggest going to our social media pages. You can just scroll as far down as you'd like an old ex-lover that's stalking me. But if you do that, you can kind of see a glimpse of the journey that got us to where we are right now. Okay, but anyway, this is a video reflecting on this year. This year also being my 5th year in business. Yay! A lot happened this year, and I think if you have been following and supporting us for at least a couple of years, you would see and realize that this year was definitely not like any other year. Like, this was a year of business, organization, stabilization, systems, scaling, making decisions that were better for our mental health, and also just being really passionate about learning how to grow our business. And being the journal girly that I am, or I'm actually trying to be, I'm trying to do it. I was doing my end of year 2023 reflection of things that went well and lessons learned. And essentially, a lot of my bullet points came to a single overarching conclusion as to why this year went so well for us. So all the milestones and achievements that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I realized we could achieve because we took content creation really seriously this year. It kind of works as like a flow chart, and so I wrote it out so I can help break it down. Social media gives us the opportunity to nurture the community of people who have been supporting us. Media, video especially, is the easiest way to let people into our world. Then we get new viewers who potentially become new customers, which then leads to more online sales. This now new burst of income that we start to receive allows us to replace the income that we were receiving from things like Patreon and in-person events, which we were learning are not compatible with our bigger business goals. There's nothing wrong with doing markets or being on Patreon. We just realized that there was other things that we wanted to invest our time and energy to. So now having this growing financial stability allows us to then put the time and energy into projects that we want to pursue and to let go of things that were holding us back. And because social media is technically free, yes, it involves a lot of time and energy, but really the fact that you don't have to pay anything, that's pretty wild that you can make results like that. And the thing is, I know that content creation as a topic is really polarizing amongst the small business artist community, and I will talk about that a little bit later in the video. And I also want to mention that I'm not a content creator guru, and I have no intention of being like an educational platform. Really, I'm just someone who's super passionate about growth and learning how to always better our business and improve our quality of life at the same time. And so if my stories and experiences become helpful for you, I'm super glad. But please know that I am no expert or coach. I really just study and practice the things that are in alignment with our values and our goals, but please take what you will. I know for me personally, I'm really grateful to be a business owner in this time where the internet and social media exists, because early on, and still today, it's incredibly valuable for me to be able to watch the journey of other artists and small business owners that I admire, because it showed me what is possible in this industry. Even today, I still think that there are a lot of incorrect stereotypes or bad reps for the creative industry as a whole. I think we are moving out of it because generations are realizing that we have a lot more control over our life and we are able to pursue things that we like as a financial stable career, which is so cool. But anyway, I was just grateful to anyone who was spending time sharing their journey online so that way I could follow along, and now I want to do the same because I feel like that's how it should be. So here I am. So after I did all of my reflecting, I was able to break down my biggest takeaways about why content creation really changed our business. The first one being, content is an investment, but if it's done right, it will pay itself off. And the investment will be money and or time. Like I mentioned earlier, we started taking content creation really seriously and focusing a lot on social media marketing, and we were posting consistently and constantly reviewing what we were doing and looking at analytics. We invested in better equipment. I learned how to edit better. And I do genuinely believe that this led us to have more eyes on our business, which led to more sales, which then paid off all the things that I invested in. But if you are not interested in putting in that time and energy, then you can also hire someone to put in that time and energy. But now it'll just cost you some money. If you get a really good content creator or social media manager, whatever it is that you think you need for your business, I highly highly think that it will pay itself off. And I know as business owners, we try to cut expenses wherever we can, but I do think that that is one that is very important, especially today. But I will move into my next point, which is the fact that you need to be learning, experimenting, adapting, and reflecting constantly when it comes to content creation. Now, I'm not really someone that talks about algorithms all the time, nor do I bend over backwards for them, but it is very much the truth that these social media and entertainment platforms are changing constantly. And being that it's a pretty important marketing stream for a lot of businesses today, I do think it's important to at least know what's going on a little bit. I like to keep this mentality that there is no forever strategy. Even if something went viral or if I feel like something is working, it is always important to kind of experiment every so often and see if something else will work. Because who knows, 1 year's short form was better and now it's long form and now it's back to short form. So, you know, I think in general, and I know I'm talking about content in this video, but this applies to other aspects of business. I think a lot of people don't understand how much research can go into being a small business owner. This video is just about things that I've done over the last 5 years and things that I've learned and practiced. So just take what you will. But I am personally someone that likes to read personal development books and business finance books, and I listen to podcasts and I watch other creators. I also like to consume a lot of content from people outside of my industry. And I kind of just think that people don't talk about the extra education that you can put into being a better growing business owner. That's just the way that I've seen it, and that's what I've practiced over the years, and I think it really helped me. But going on to my third point, which is I've learned that there is no shame in doing what needs to be done in order to achieve your goals. And / knowing that everyone's goals are probably different from yours, and so you should just stop comparing and worrying about other people. I thought this point was really important, and it wasn't something that I necessarily struggled with, but I see other people struggle with often. But I think the faster you can overcome the embarrassment of things like filming in public or putting yourself online, then the better your content will be. To be honest though, this point is kind of not only just about content. I know something that I struggled with very early on in my first couple of years of business was kind of learning how to answer the question, what do you do for work? I feel like I could make a whole video about this topic, just like the process I had to go through over the years of really honestly rehearsing what I would answer to these questions that I would get often when it comes to talking about my career and entrepreneurship, and learning how to answer confidently about what I do for a living. And I know for a fact this is a common experience amongst artists and people in the creative sphere and small business owners. I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know what there is to be embarrassed about when we literally put our heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into the art that we craft. And look, you put in all this time and energy to pay your bills, to do what you want to do with your life here on this earth. So don't mind the snide remarks that come from that distant auntie and uncle or neighbor or whatever is talking to you in the back of your mind, because you're putting in the work. You're trying to build this life that you love, so don't be ashamed of it. Be confident. I know that's easier said than done, but I swear the faster you can overcome that, you will be 10 times further ahead than I was. Okay, and then my last big point is I believe that to be a business owner is to be an influencer. And again, I know a lot of people hate the word content creator and social media influencer, but business is about sales, and to get sales, you need to do marketing, and to market, you need to influence people to buy things. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to make content the same way that we've made content over the last few years, because we've tried a lot of different things that work well for us. We do a lot of vlogs of us and the team with personal life, business life, behind the scenes stuff, emotional montages, the random occasional dance cover, wholesome videos with my grandma, and then stuff that seemingly is unrelated to our business, but it's just really fun and people like to watch. All of that is not the secret to success, I promise you, but it is about understanding your brand and your audience and learning how to appeal to both. I know the content gurus talk about education, entertainment, inspiration, motivation, stuff like that. And in general, I do kind of encourage people to put a face to their business. I do think people genuinely like to connect to a human being on the other side. And maybe it's not your face, maybe it's your voice, or maybe it's someone else that you hire to help be the voice of your brand. But you just need to find a way that's comfortable and effective to influence the people who are looking at your brand. So yes, you are an influencer. Just know that there is some strength, some unique quality about you that will allow you to stand out amongst other people. And I think once you find that thing and you lean further into it and figure out how to integrate it into a business marketing strategy, that is the sweet golden point. But again, I know that this is a very polarizing topic. It's either you love content or you absolutely loathe it. But for me to just share my story honestly, over the last few years, I just realized how much social media could provide for us in the sense of, yes, growing our business, but also being able to do something that we genuinely enjoy. For context, I actually really love video production, and that I'm not an expert in either. I literally know none of the technical skills, none of the fancy jargon or techniques and stuff like that. I am literally the type of girl that will open up a file, and if I don't know how to do something, I will YouTube and Google it, figure that part out and nothing else, and then move on until that happens again. But truly, I've been fascinated with making content from when I was younger. I don't know what it was, but I was always comfortable in front of the camera. I have way too many embarrassing home videos. I was very talkative in school. I got in trouble for it a lot. I have this memory of wanting to be a comedian at some point. I was making music videos with my friends at parks. I even tried learning special effects for a little bit. I did a lot of things. I just love video. I love storytelling. I love technology. And to add more lore to our backstory, Johnny and I actually came from a dance studio. That's where we met and fell in love over 10 years ago. Individually and together, we've done a lot of local stage performances, and so we've always been kind of comfortable being in the entertainment industry. So somehow these variety of interests that I've had over the entire course of my life somehow have now come into play as a small business owner in the 21st century, and in a way I feel very lucky to be able to say that. And so having all of this knowledge and skill set in random things, but also knowing that it's something we thoroughly enjoy, we just essentially decided to lean in harder to that. Hence also why YouTube was put back on the table, and here I am. If you've been subscribed, or if you subscribed before this video came out, you might have seen that I have videos on the channel that are like over 2 years old. I actually hid a lot of the videos that were on this channel, so you don't have to see them ever. Maybe. But to be honest, I've been thinking about YouTube for so long. I've even danced around the idea of doing a podcast rather than just putting vlogs on YouTube, but then I realized that I kind of do vlogs on social media because I post so much of what happens all the time. But then I also realized that maybe I'm overthinking everything because I'm not gonna know what format I like or that you like until I just kind of just go and keep making videos and figuring it out and just trying. That's the way I've learned how to make content for Instagram and TikTok too, so I might as well just follow in that strategy. So essentially, I am in my YOLO creative experimental phase right now. And this was one of those things that could have been like a New Year's resolution, but why wait till January when I have a holiday break right now and I'm doing whatever I want during this holiday break? YouTube being one of those things. Essentially, as I was doing my reflection for how 2023 went, I really just wanted to challenge myself to make more space for things that I'm really passionate about. And I didn't want to be that person that just made the excuse of not having enough time, because that was something that we focused a lot on this year. We outsourced more, we niched down, we hired more help, we made systems, we got the business stable, all so that we could have more time and energy back to then put it into creative projects that I'm really passionate about. This was the strategy for 2023, not just about creating content online, but this was the strategy that we had for designing new product for the shop too. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to save my creative energy to put into collections of products that we really love, that have an awesome theme, instead of randomly just releasing products all the time, feeling forced to make something every single month, because that's how we used to do things in the past and it was not sustainable. But anyway, so that mindset and that practice we are just putting into more areas of our business. So I realized with my desire to want to come back to YouTube and to make videos like this, I don't need to have this pressure of putting everything that I want to say into one video. And so with that being said, I think that's it for now. Feel free to join me in my nervous excitement in the comments. I do have a couple of other videos that I wanted to film during this break with Johnny, so I hope you look forward to those. I'm also saying it now to keep myself accountable to making those. But anyway, sending you all virtual hugs, and I will see you somewhere online. Bye.